Good afternoon and welcome to GrainTV. It's July 2nd, 2013. To my left is Logan Burgess and I'm Brock Shimbino. We had a mixed trade in Chicago today. Let's start with a fire tip to see how we ended. Corn for the old crop and new crop was both up 1.5 cents. Soybeans on the old crop September contract down 2.5 cents. Soybeans for new crop down 3/4 cent. Wheat in Chicago down up 3.25 cents, and Kansas City wheat was unchanged. You know, Logan, we did have a pretty slow, mundane trading here today. We did see all three crops trading on either side of unchanged. What do you make of today's trade? Anything significant?
Yeah, not a lot of news, I guess, to fundamentally drive it one way or another. One thing certainly catching a lot of attention was that we did see new crop corn trade down into the fours here for the first time in a very long time. Take a look here at a 5-minute chart of that December 13 contract. And on this chart here, each bar represents 5 minutes. The yellow line is that $5 level, and as you can see here, we really punched through it quite rapidly there once the day session opened. We did see some buyers though come back into this market. One thing that a lot of people are watching right now is a gap that's left to be filled from Sunday night session coming on the heels of that report. The high side of that gap is sitting about 510, so certainly technical traders are going to look at that as an area that may need to be filled, so keep an eye on that. But bottom line, given the fundamentals right now, in my mind it seems like this thing is going to at some point close below $4. Certainly the numbers that we saw last Friday would support that, and it seems like some expectations for weather here also support that. But bottom line right now on this new crop corn contract, weather, especially over the next month, is really going to dictate price action.
You know, I'm in agreement with you there. We did see good to excellent ratings raised for both corn and soybeans yesterday in the crop progress report by about 2%. They're up to 67% good to excellent for both corn and soybeans. And really, if you take a look at these greenness maps provided by Planalytics, these are really confirming that. We have seen substantial greenness advances over the last couple of weeks or so since the last reporting period. If we zoom in just a little bit closer, you can see here the western part of Iowa, the eastern part of Iowa, northern Illinois, Wisconsin, and Minnesota all saw significant advances in the crop production and in the greenness. So the vegetation is looking very good at this point, and it looks like it's going to continue for the next couple of weeks. The weather forecasts are for a little bit cooler temperatures than normal, a little bit wetter than normal on precipitation. So I would expect this pattern to continue as we move forward.
Yeah, another thing that I think is going to support growth here over the next couple of weeks is right now if you look at the soil moisture, and really, it's kind of over the last year we've seen a lot of extremes in this. Certainly on this map during 2012 we saw extremely dry out there. Then this spring we saw things were exceptionally saturated, and now we seem to kind of find a happy medium here, if you will. We see a lot of soil moistures between 80 and 100% for vast majority of the grain belt here, so that should support growth here moving forward. And certainly it seems like from talking to producers out there looking at their local forecast, we're not going to have a lot of extremes hitting the corn belt here in terms of temperature over the next several weeks, so that should support growth as well. And as I said, just given the numbers that we saw on Friday, I think this new crop corn contract is going to have a hard time here making any ground, and certainly the remainder of the week should be relatively quiet as we do have a closure in the market there on Thursday.
Yeah, I would anticipate the market to mostly chop around for the next couple of days, but mostly move sideways to a little bit lower. Like you said, that $5 level is going to be very important to watch in the December 13 corn contract. Keep in mind, like you said, there is a holiday on Thursday for the 4th of July. We'll be closing early, 12 o'clock Central Time. Tomorrow, we won't reopen until 8:30 Central Time on Friday, so no night session on July 4th. So we'll be closed for the Independence Day holiday.
Absolutely. Well, thanks a lot for joining us here on GrainTV on a relatively quiet Tuesday here in the grain market. We'll be back here, though, tomorrow morning reporting on it once again. Have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.